at that point, we are going to start to reassemble the engine. We have one more assignment to do as far as measuring, which is going to be the oil pump. You got to do the oil pump measuring. We have to do in-play on the crankshaft, and we're going to have to do piston ring in the air. Okay? But we are starting to reassemble. The reassembly process, the number one thing when reassembling an engine, and pretty much anything, is clean. Okay? Clean, clean, clean. You cannot be too clean. A lot of shops a lot of specialty shops have a separate room where they assemble the engines. That way it's out of the main shop. There's a lot going on out in that main shop. There are guys with cut-off wheels, there's guys with torches, there are just cars running. And there's dirt in the air. Okay. How many of you guys work in the shop? Nobody's working in the shop? Yeah. Okay. Here's a test for you. When you go in the shop, at the end of the day, get a white paper towel and wipe your nose out and see how much dirt and grime comes out your nose. Okay. It is critical. Clean, clean, clean. Assembling an engine is very critical. And this is the time you have to pay attention. Coming apart, you don't have to, you should still pay attention coming apart because you're looking for what's wrong, what's showing up, scars, scratches, what pieces are not fitting together, what's touching where it shouldn't be. But going back together is even more critical because remember, if you put it back together, you put it down in that car and you twist that key and it starts up and then all of a sudden it starts making a weird noise. It has to come back out and you have to take it back apart. You're losing money. You're losing money. And the whole thing boils down to money. We want to do the job once. We want to do it correctly that one time. We want to get paid and move on to the next job. Measure twice, actually measure 4 times and cut once. Okay. Been there, done that. Okay. The bolts in an engine, or all bolts, lug nuts that hold the wheels on, or the wheel studs that hold the wheels on, they're elastic. It's metal, it stretches, it moves. Okay. When we use a bolt, we actually want the bolt to stretch. The stretching of that bolt is actually what clamps it together. But we want the bolt to stretch in the center. We don't want it to stretch in the threads. If this bolt is pulling at the threads, it's going to pull the threads out. That is a strip bolt. We want the bolt to stretch in the shank part here. If it's all thread, it's still going to pull in the shank part. A lot of the problems we had with cylinder heads and head gaskets were the bolts. Okay, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more. Cast iron block, aluminum cylinder head, they expand at different rates. Okay, in all actuality, the aluminum expands at twice the rate that the cast iron does. The issue became dissimilar metals and the bolt itself. The bolt was not applying enough clamping force to hold the cylinder head still, to keep it in place. Every time you started that car up, the cylinder head's expanding and moving, and it's shearing on the head gasket. And eventually, that shear breaks the gasket, the gasket goes away. So we come up with a different type of head gasket and a different type of bolt. Okay. And some of you probably have done this. You've gone to tighten the bolt. Doesn't feel tight, doesn't feel tight. And you give it that last little one and you hear this funny noise. It's like pop. And then the bolt gets real easy. you say, that can't be right, and then you reach down and you grab it and it comes out because you've broken the bolt. You've overstretched the bolt. Okay? Now, it's elastic, it stretches to a point, but you can't go past that point. Torque values are important. They're there for a reason. They're there so you do not over-tighten the bolt. Same thing when you're using your tools. The drive instrument that you use, do you, damn, I don't have any little bolts in there. But you got a little tiny bolt, you don't use a 1/2-inch drive ratchet on it. That's a bad idea. Little 10mm bolt, you got a big 1/2-inch impact gun. Okay. I had a junior trainee. He used to like to do spark plugs with an air ratchet. Bad idea. Oh, he eventually he told me I didn't know what I was talking about, so I walked away. And probably about 30 days later, I got a problem. You do? I got a spark plug that won't. I can't get it in. Use that air ratchet. Okay. You're on your own. I told you. Well, that's a whole nother story. Most of our head bolts we use today are what we refer to as torque to yield. Torque to yield bolt, we actually put the bolt in and we torque it, and then we put either an angle on it or we put an extra amount of torque on it. Okay? A lot of times they're torqued in stages, whereas the head bolts in your engine, it's a 3-stage process. Okay? I believe you start at 25, you torque all the bolts to 25, you come back, you go to 50. The third one is 50 again, but there is a fourth one, we don't use it, and then you actually put a 60-degree angle on it. That stretches, that takes the bolt to its maximum stretch, which gives it a maximum clamping ability. It's like a rubber band. You pull it, and then you stop it right there. It's very, very taut, and it will hold right there. The other thing about a torque to yield bolt, you only use it once. If you put it in, you take it to its maximum torque, and you put that angle on it, you stretch it. Once you loosen it and take it out, it's stretched to its maximum. You'll never get it there again. If you reuse it, it will probably snap off. Okay? So, and highlight that. Torque to yield bolts, they're only used once. You take them out, you throw them away. Okay? They never return to normal. So it's a permanent stretch. Okay? This is sort of what it will look like. The threads there are straight. This bolt has been stretched, so the threads are no longer straight. It's not something you can see with the naked eye either. Okay? Sometimes some of the bolts you can actually put a scale on them or put a ruler beside it, and then you can actually see it. It will no longer be flat. But again, if you do know that they're torque to yield bolts, and 90% of the head gas cylinder head bolts that we use today, that's what they are. You have to buy a new bolt kit to put it back together. There are going to be guys that are going to tell you they're fine when you reuse them. You make the choice. If you put it together with them and send it out there, it heats up. They probably won't break, but they're not going to hold the head in place. And that's going to be the issue. The head gasket is going to have you're going to have a head gasket problem.
So when they put like the head gasket bolts in, why they put it on like a seal or something?
We're getting it. We're getting it. A lot of times you'll have a head bolt that goes into a water jacket. So you actually put a white Teflon on there, because if you don't, the coolant will wick up the threads and it would actually leak at the bolt. So you put a Teflon sealer on anything that goes into a water jacket, put a Teflon sealer on it. and that will seal it, cool it in its place, stop the coolant from wicking up the bolt.